是我们住的地方。我们每天到这儿都天黑了，所以什么都拍不了。然后这里还有个吊床，
So this process is called wash process coffee. You have to pick up the fruit from the plant, wash the bean, peel the fruit and wash the bean, dry it, then peel it again, and then roast it. This is the easiest way to process, or the most common process. This one over here is called honey process coffee, and the difference is that we're not going to wash it. So you pick up the fruit. How about burnt sugar?
Doesn't taste good.
There you go. And that's usually what happens when people roast the coffee. There's a type of coffee that's called cartoya amarillo, where the fruits are yellow. Some are almost purple. So there's like different kinds of Arabica coffee. And that's why you should know exactly which plant you grow, so then you can tell when they're ready to pick. This is a basket for picking coffee, guys.
Yeah, this is good.
So we're going to pick up the fruit and put it in there and leave it for about a week. So then basically it's going to happen a fermentation process, but without oxygen. Okay, we add CO2 into the tank to remove all the oxygen, so the process go even slower. That's the main secret, pretty much. We measure pH levels, sugar levels, fermentation levels, and then maintain the same temperature and the same pressure always. Coffee that's not ripe, green ones, those are not going to get peeled. Okay, so the machine only peels ripe ones. Green ones doesn't get peeled because they're harder. So if they don't get peeled, they don't fit in there. And that goes on this way. Okay, that will be second class coffee. So all the beans coming out here will be already peeled, but it will still have the sweet juice on it. If you want to red out of that juice, this machine is going to wash it. Okay, so this is the difference between the wash process bean and the honey process bean. Okay, after this we have to dry it, and after it's dry we will have to peel it again from the second layer. Before and after, there you go. Okay? This one, separate the beans by size. Okay? So on this one will be first class coffee, and then on this one will be first class coffee. Remember Fevery coffee? One fruit, one bean, the round ones. So those are going to go in here. The round ones go in there. Those are too big or non-peeled. If the machine didn't peel some beans, they're going to stay there, and then we're going to put them back in again. But if they're already peeled, but then they're still too big, they're not as good, right? So that'll be second class coffee. And broken and smaller beans will be second class coffee too. What happened is that 1 minute could be a huge difference. 1 minute can make the difference between light to dark roast coffee, for example. Or 1 minute can do dark versus burn, right? So you can burn your beans right here on in 1 minute or less. So there's three things you should look for when you're roasting coffee: time of roasting, temperature of roasting, and volume. How much coffee you're roasting. That will make a huge difference.
你怕什么？
乐园，这里是牛排，这里是
中国人的视角。啊，他一直在嚼啊。牛要反刍，不是它的肚子里都是那种没有。
哪里的肉最好吃啊？牛眼。
哎呦！
我一定要把这一段录下来。
我已经录下来，我录下来了。
就是那个上面是牛腩，下面是牛腩。
牛腩好吃啊，这里好好吃啊！刚刚还想吃人家。
This is Umberto. Umberto is part of the staff.
四个小朋友。
Adiós.
Africa produces more. So originally coffee come from here, but Africa produces more. huh. Swiss, France, Europe.
Yeah.
But they cannot grow any cocoa.
So they just bring the raw material over?
Okay, so cocoa is originally from here. People didn't know how to make chocolate before. Chocolate was discovered until cocoa was taken into Europe. They brought cocoa from the Americas, from Mexico, up to Europe, and after a long time, after long processes, people figured out how to make chocolate from cocoa beans. So, because they couldn't grow, or because they can't grow any cocoa in Europe, they started to grow it in Africa because it was easier to get cocoa from Africa to Europe than all the way from here. This one, dark chocolate. And this one, white chocolate.
No way.
Guys, you should wait a little.
Tu connais les Nantes, ça fait tout comme du litchi, un peu visqueux.
It's not white chocolate.
No, this is cocoa beans. This is cocoa beans. After a long process, you can make chocolate out of that. But this is only cocoa beans by the moment. Put your hand.
Non, 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 mange pas, mange pas.
Tell him not to bite it. Taste only the jelly part,
T'as
the
le droit,
outside.
tu peux manger le truc autour, c'est un peu blanc.
Goûte, c'est quoi ça?
Just suck on the bean. Yeah. Take a bite all the way through. Take a look at the inside part. Maybe taste it and see if you like the inside. No?
Non, stop, Luca.
This is exactly what we described back there, but these ones are dry, and before this they were fermented. Yeah, bite it. Go and bite it.
Bite
Then you can open it easy. Bless you. Okay. And then this is el metate, which is the old-fashioned way to grind it. You just grind out cocoa beans in this one. Okay. We have the roasted beans in here. We're gonna grind them up so you can taste them. This is cocoa butter. You guys know cocoa butter? Yes. Good chocolate always has cocoa butter. Cheap chocolates, the cocoa butter has been extracted, and then they use a different type of fat, a cheaper fat on the chocolate to make the chocolate itself, the chocolate bars, right? Then they sell cocoa butter and make a lot of money out of it. For example, white chocolate. That's where the white chocolate comes from, cocoa butter. Or they use it a lot on cosmetics and lotion and stuff like that, right? So two important things about chocolate. Good chocolate has cocoa butter, and good chocolate has cocoa enough, at least 50% for sure, right? Okay, those are roasted beans. We're gonna have 3 samples. Everything we will try, it still have the cocoa butter. You wanna do it? No? Try it. Go.
Thank you.
Earn your chocolate.
What comes out is a paste because it has the cocoa butter. It still have the cocoa butter. Everything we're processing, it still have the cocoa butter. Keep your spoon. No. Hold your spoon.
Okay, Jen, are you happy? The process is now complete? Is it like fudge? Hot fudge?
응.
加了奶还可以，不然不加奶好酸。
A lot of them are not even good, by the way. That'll be enough right there.
I don't think you want to try that one.
Fire what?
This one is like the cocoa. It doesn't taste good, but it makes you happy.
Yo!
I'll take a sip of yours then.
You can feel it going there?
Does it go down? What proof is it?
Thank you.
You can start your car with it.
Yeah. Oh, it burns.
好像喝汽油一样，
Ow.
Yeah.
50%.
Please. Comes in here, guys.
比那个 tequila 还难。
OK。啊，这边
So the machine
甘蔗
called trapiche.
处理过的甘
That's where
蔗
the fruit name come from, trapiche.
嗯 又是他们。
They're using this one right now, but before this one, the way to do it was in that one. Join it is the son of the family, guys. Step back. Look out, be careful. Look out. Yellow line. So this is the way they mill the sugar cane. Boil it to make it into a syrup. And out of that syrup, they will make the sugar blocks.
Oh.
This is fish. It crystallizes.
Yeah.
嗯，
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
What time?
Tres.
那个糖花糖，
C'est comme un bonbon.
我觉得这个好。
Make this one here. Okay, we're gonna make our own sugar. Remember, that's very hot. So, what you have to do, mix it in like this, and then mix it in circles very fast. Yep. This one is for you guys.
This is our.
And you can do it.
So they fill up the molds with the sugar, let it sit in there for like half an hour. Like having white sugar, brown sugar, molasses all mixed together in there, right? So that's great.